Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the May Number Corner. Today, what we're going to do is play a game called Fraction Splat. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. You'll need page 74 in your Number Corner book. That'll help you. It'll have the game board, but there will also be other game boards made available to you on documents that you have uh, for your assignments, just in case you feel like you want to play this again or you'd like to do this with another friend and play more rounds. Okay, so this is how your board looks in your Number Corner book. So the rules go like this. Say players or teams decide whether or not they want to play for the greatest or lesser score by circling their choice on their page. So right down here it says this game will be played for a low or high score. So you'll just need to decide by the time the game ends and we have our 4 turns, what is the overall goal? Is it to have the higher score or the lower score? So you'll need to decide that as you're rolling before you begin the spinner. Take turns spinning both spinners by multiplying the two numbers and recording the product, which is the answer to a multiplication problem, where it belongs in the table scores. So I'm going to spin this spinner, it's going to land somewhere, and then I'm going to spin this spinner, and it's going to land somewhere. I'm going to do my work somewhere, either on the page or on another piece of paper or whiteboard, and I'll come up with a product or an answer to that multiplication problem, and I'll write it in on my turn 1 or turn 2, depending on what turn we're on. If the spinner lands on a splat, which looks like an egg got thrown onto the board, the team or player gets to choose a whole number or a fraction. So if I'm playing you and I happen to land on a splat, you get to choose which of these numbers I choose or I have to use. You don't get to make up like I want you to use 1,472,000. No, you have to use either the 1, the 2, the 2, the 3, or the 4. All right, just to keep it fair, we don't want really long, big numbers, but we're just getting used to multiplying fractions by whole numbers again. So, but you want to keep in mind when you assign that number, are you trying to get the highest score or the lowest score? So if we're playing to try to get the highest score, you're going to want to assign your partner or the person you're playing against the lowest number, right? And if you're trying to play for the lowest score, you're going to want to assign them the highest number. Okay, so you'll have to decide that the highest fraction over here and the highest or lowest number over here. Now, after both players and teams have solved 4 players or 4 turns each, so you get 4 turns and I get 4 turns. Predict the winner. So just make an educated guess who's going to win, and then find the exact sums, meaning you add all four turns to get a round total to determine the winner. Play twice and see who wins the final game total. Okay, so we are going to play this together real quick here. Let's go ahead and put on our thinking caps. Well, seeing how I lost the last decimal on the line game, I think I'm going to go first for this game. So I'm going to hide that because I'm going to need some of the tools down here. And I'm going to spin, and it lands on the 4. What we forgot to do because look at that. I have a game already in progress. Because we didn't choose and I rolled already, I'm going to say we're going to go for the lowest score. Does that sound fair? Because I already rolled a 4. That's what I get for rolling too fast and not paying attention to the game. All right, so 4 times 1/4. So 1/4 of 4. That's pretty easy. I can just multiply the 4 times the 1, and the 4 is my denominator. So 1 time, I always use 1 because it's 4 over 1 for 4 wholes. And I have a 1 times a 4, which is a 4. It equals 4/4. Or, what did you get? 1 for my total. Good start for me, but I'll let you go and see how this works. You get a splat. I'm giving you a 4. And you get a 1/4. So again, you'd also have 4 times 1/4, which is 1. Close game. Let's see who wins this first round, right? Splat. Well, since we're going for the low score, I'm going to assume because you are as smart as you are, you're going to say, go ahead and do a 4, Mr. Keller. I thought you were going to be nice and say 1, but in my mind, I heard my whole class screaming 4. So we'll go 4. And I got a 4th again. Awesome. So that gives me a 1 again. Good. All right. Can I make? Ooh, I can move the spinner. That's kind of cool. All right. So we're gonna spin. Let's spin the fraction first for you. A splat. Since we're going low score, I have to figure out what the highest fraction is. You know, initially I'm thinking, ooh, the 6 is the larger number, so I want to have you do 1/6. But then I have to think about my knowledge of fractions. And I know that the number on the bottom, the denominator, the one with the smallest denominator, is the larger fraction. So I'm going to make you multiply by a half. Oh, and another splat. So I'm going to make you do your problem times 4, and that gives you a 2. Would you agree? All right, my turn. We're going to spin that spinner. Come on. Oh, splat. Again, I hear screams of 4 and another splat. So I'm going to assume you're going to do the same thing and go to a half. And that gives me 1/2 of 4, which is 2. We're not getting any fractions here. That's kind of strange for this round, but maybe things will change for the next round. All right, I spin again. A splat. And a splat. You know what? We're doing too many splats. I'm going to do this again. A 4 and 1/4 of 4. I think I just tied the game up. All right. There we go. And I'm going to spin that again. Ooh, a 1. That's a good one. 1 times 1/3. Woohoo. I think that's going to give me, we all know what 1 times any number is. It's the same number. So I have 1/3. And the final spin. Now this is 4. See who's going to win that first round. 1/2 of 4. We know that's 2 again. So I have 1 plus 1 plus 2, which is 4 plus 1/3. I have 4 and 1/3. And you have 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 1 plus 2, which is 3, and that gives you a 6. Now, we're not going to finish this game. We do have to play 2 rounds, and then when you're done, you will add both totals and get a game total. I just win the first round, but it could be possible that you win the second round and the game ends with you as the champion. I hope everything's going well. That is the end of May Number Corner. Go ahead and choose to play that game with a friend or a dog or a grandparent, mom, dad, do something online, however you want to connect, or even play against yourself. Just make sure that you're not trying to favor one group over the other group, and just play honestly and see which group ends. It's just good practice to multiply whole numbers by fractions and using some of those competitive game skills that that you do have. All right, so that's the end of Number Corner for today. I hope everything's going well for you. If you have any, like I said, after all these videos, make sure you reach out to your teachers if you're having any troubles or issues with this. Feel free to print out this game and play it as many times as you want. It's a fun game, and it goes real quick. And it's a great way to reinforce some of the things that we learned in previous lessons. If you don't have any questions for your teachers, enjoy your day. And like always, enjoy math.